Shalom. Shalom, family. Can y'all hear me? Can I be heard? Trying out something new. Put a one in the chat if I could be heard. What's going on? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. What's going on, fam? Can I be heard? Please, Bubba Kashaw. Put a one in the chat. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so we just gonna get it in real quick. Uh, Stability of our times. We're gonna get into that a little bit. We're gonna get a little inspirational. We're gonna talk about some of the women, the great women of Israel. One in particular. All right. I don't know how long this is gonna go, but we just gonna go with the flow. Wonder what's going on, sister? Shalom. I'll let you die. Shalom. Haven't seen y'all in a minute. Your brother's doing all right. I hope and pray that y'all are all right. Y'all made it through this week. You know, I know they got that abomination called Easter coming up. I seen a sister with the Easter bunny ears, and I'm like, sense, man. Come on. I was up in the Marianos, you know, trying to eat right for the summer. You know, you got to have that fuel to do the works too as well. So we got a diet. The men that's going out teaching and all that, man, we got to have the fuel, man. So, you know, shout out to Brother Yediah for always staying on brother's dietary. You know, I got a juicer, haven't used it in a year, you know, so you got to eat healthy. Got to eat healthy. Yeah, I know. It be like that, don't it now? You be like, Easter, what? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely. You thought you had a friend, didn't you? You thought you had a friend. I'm not going to this. I'm not. Me hablo no español. Well, you said you was Puerto Rican, but I didn't know that you couldn't speak English. Yeah. So hopefully, y'all had a good week. Good week. How was y'all Passover? And I shout out to Chief Priest Shar. I know he had a Passover birthday. I didn't get up out there to get him a little gift, but I got him though. I got him. But yeah, man. Shalom to Chief Priest Shar Nathunya and the rest of the AOC Chicago. Okay, you loved it. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, we like that. We like that. You know, it's a solemn assembly, right? You should be self-reflecting and everything, but you had Christ over here dodging people for his life, you know. So most we can do is turn up a little bit and have fun. Ushering in the new year, man. This is every year is a make or break year. I know the good brother Yediah, he had talked about New Year's, new beginnings. So this is important. This kicks off everything. Kicks off everything. So it's so important. So important. If you didn't know, now you know. But this could make or break your whole rest of your year right here, man. So hopefully, man, we get these good rays from the sun. They can't chemtrail it all. So hopefully we get these good rays, man. Get this energy, get this motivation in to continue on, because this truth's not gonna stop. This truth cannot stop, and it won't stop. You know, truth will not stop, and it won't stop. All right. Mother Thighs up in the building. What's going on, Sister Shah Shabbat? Master Cha. All praises to the Most High. I was there with the birthday guy. Okay, cool, coolio. That's what's going on. You always change your profile picture. I need to be more savvy with mine. But they deleted my Facebook, and I'm not mad at it. I'm drama free right now. Drama free. Yo, Shalom, Miss Fry Princess. Yo, my nephew wore me out. Oh my lord. I told my mom, I was like, yo, I got Good Friday off. I'm gonna come over there. Oh no. Oh no. I'm beat. I'm beat, y'all. I'm beat. I'm beat, man. That dude is too big. You can't be that big. You barely 1 years old, and you. Oh no, he about to be one. His birthday coming up. But yeah, man. Uncle Duties. Uncle Duties. Always balance. You always got to balance, man. Israel. Got to be a man and a woman of many hats to keep yourself busy. And it's a trip, man. This is hard work. It's hard work. So we need stability. We need that stability, right? First and foremost, yo, if you didn't know, this Friday night Shabbat is real important. It's real important. We ushering in and kicking off something nationwide that's going to happen in the highways and the byways later on. You know, Sunday in the morning, in the evening, and in the afternoon. You know, this truth's going to be rang out all over Babylon the Great. So it's a great honor and a great privilege to be here. You know, it's a great honor and a great privilege to be here to usher this in with y'all. To survive and get here in one piece was half the battle. You know, and it's the hardest battle to make. Pressing click on the live is the easiest part of this whole thing. You know, but coming here in one piece with the right mind is really the battle week in and week out. So I applaud y'all for y'all diligence, for being on the classes, you know, and just you know, it's a two-way street. You know, you push, we pull, vice versa. Yeah, how wonderful, Uncle Duty. It do take a village. It do take a village. All the times that I talked about having children just off of the side breath of my mouth. No, I apologize for just saying I just wanted some kids just to have it. No, it's a village. It's definitely a village, you know, and they're heavy. They're heavy. It will weigh on you. It will weigh on you, literally. But it's all a blessing, man. It's all a blessing, man. Getting to see the little man and knowing that I got Christ up, you know. Hopefully, I got Christ on me, Christ in me, Christ in my mind, Yahweh Shai in my mind, who we call in the Hebrew, you know, uh, coming around the little boy, you know. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. That's all it is, man. We got to balance. We can't be one-trick ponies. At least not in 25. Not for these new generations. Not for these new generations, man. We got to be multifaceted with it. We got to level it up a little bit more. But in all the leveling up and all the gain that there is to have, because we know that the laborers are few. It's still a small community, and the laborers are few, and we always need a few good men and a few good women too. We're going to ask Deborah to rise tonight. We're going to ask the good sister, our elder, our foremother to rise tonight. And we're going to bring out a story about her too as well. That's what's up. What'd you say? Grandma duty, twin girl, new life, in my new life. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, you got the twins. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's work. Yeah. Cause you think like I be going home like, yeah, I got it. I'm about to do my other stuff. And I get home and I'm like, ooh, that little boy wore me out. Hold on, let's look at all the pictures. Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But first and foremost, we want to thank the Most High for gathering us here together. Um, Ushering in this Friday night evening class. It's always been a pleasure. We about 3 years in on this long journey. We got more than 3 years left in this for sure. Most High willing. There's more in the gas tank. There's a lot of good things to come. Um, so there's so many good things to come. So many good things to come, especially here in this chapter. So we just want to have the Most High not wave his hand over us too much. Pardon us for our foolishness throughout our day-to-day activities, man, and let's humbly wind down. Let's forget about what happened Monday through Thursday, and let's recharge our batteries and have a relaxed and blessed and stress-free sanctuary in the Most High this weekend on the Shabbat. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, when you pray, you run into this dark secret place. You know, in this dark secret place, man, it's really ain't no secret, man. That's where your mind should be, man. That's where the Most High is, man. You pray to him in secret. You got temptations in this world. You got secrets up in you. You know, it's a battle. It's a battle. So we got to always constantly look inside of ourselves. Always constantly have to look inside of ourselves. We got to evaluate ourselves. This is the top of the year, you know, so we should have evaluated some things. We should have made some corrections or be making some corrections, you know, maybe one or two, right? I played ball. So every year I wanted to work on something a little bit different, you know, whether it be technique, whether it just be my energy, how I prepared to go out. There was always something to work on. You know, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And we could take that with us throughout this life. We could take that with us. Proverbs 30:5. Every word of the Most High is pure. It's pure, man. It's pure. It's not tampered with. They can change some of the words. Mistransliterations obviously got translated a couple times. Everything that's coming out of here is not confusing. It's true, and it cuts you so deep spiritually. He built you, he made you. Obviously, the things in here is going to be about you. There's going to be some cold truths that you're going to want to get in your head. And we got some thick skulls, but we got to get it up in there. All right. Dangerous, dangerous world. Oh my goodness. So many different people walking around here. ICE can't clean it all up. Right? But we got people walking among us, man, that's bad people, and we don't even know it. So we just got to keep our head on a swivel. Got to keep our head on a swivel. You know, we got to stay protected by our actions and what we do. You know, I mean, we don't fall short. You know, we don't want to get the Most High so mad that we perish suddenly. Let's just say, and there's a lot of that happening. Oh my goodness, so many different things that's been happening. You know, World War III could pop off any moment. This president that we got, he could be tempted to go to war with Iran at any moment, and then it's game time after that. You know, so we just got to be prepared, and we got to understand that when we're walking in this truth, there's going to be some temptation that's going to be thrown our way, and he is a shield onto them that put their trust in him. That's so easy. It's a very easy verse, but it's hard, man. It's hard to practice this, right? There's people out there that might want to have the ailment on their body, and the first thing they go to is a licensed professional. right? But if the root of all knowledge comes from the Most High, you should be going to the Most High first. That's your first professional that you should seek out. And if the spirit comes on to you to actually see a worldly one to aid you, then so be it. But a lot of us, we run right to this world. You want right to it. Without seeking counsel from the Most High first, man. So we got to put our trust in Him in all aspects of life. In all aspects of life. Because sometimes the bleeding doesn't stop until you had that talk with the Heavenly Father. Now I know everybody doesn't pray and everything like that, but but that's what it is, man. We gotta put trust in something other than ourselves, because we fail ourselves time and time again. How many times if you told yourself you was gonna set the alarm for 5 o'clock and go out on a run because it's almost summertime and you want that body back, but you just can't do it. We disappoint ourselves so much. Man. So we gotta just peel it back, and establish that trust. It's a trust relationship. Lord, if you bless me with this is what I'm going to do with it, and you can trust me with it. Type stuff, right? Proverbs 4:13. I'll get back to the chat in a little bit. Proverbs 4:13. All right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 13. Take fast hold of instruction. So we got to take fast hold of instruction. When we teaching our people on the streets, not gonna be a good example of that. But for those that hear it, they'll stop and they'll take heed of it. But a lot of it's in the delivery. Right? Subtlety, being able to be subtle with it. Delicate, being able to be delicate, man, having a good touch to this truth, to how you speak. But before you even speak, you gotta listen though too. Before you even begin to teach, you gotta be able to hold fast of instruction. And that stability of our times, for sure. I mean, learning how to read the instructions on the manual to operate something is the beginning of what it is to be a man over here. You got to be handy. And how do you become handy, man? You got to be good at instructions. You got to think quick on your feet. You got to let good habits build. How many times you did something good, but you didn't repeat it? You have inconsistencies. We don't want to be inconsistent with this thing. All right? We don't want to be cold. We want to be hot, man. We want to be all the way for it. We want to be consistent. Don't let her go. Don't let that consistency go neither. You want to keep her. Keep her like she's a pretty woman. All right? I'm not saying that a pretty woman is going to be stable in your life, and that's not a stability. But when you do deal with that, when you deal with wisdom like it's a woman, you're going to act accordingly. You're going to hit the hygiene a little bit more. You're going to start to be mindful of your temple a little bit, because you're dealing with another human being. You're going to make sure your dwelling place is cleansed. You understand? You're going to start changing because you got another person in your life. And this other person in our lives, our Heavenly Father, is trying to tell us something, man. So we got to take hold of it like it's our woman. Our woman that He blessed us with is supposed to be our peace, and she will be. But But it's just like that, man. The Most High is our peace. This life is not fair out here. It's not fair. You know, you can get blessed and it can all go away. We don't want to curse the Most High for that. You know, it's a test. You know, you got to understand that this life is going to be wavy. So the only thing that's going to be stable is your faith in the Most High. You know, and knowing that these things in life is a series of tests. Knowing that the things that you're going through, that you're getting put through, no matter how foul, there's a reason behind that. And it's up to you to kind of look past the emotion of it all before you're about to go off completely and find out what the Most High is trying to say to you as He afflicts you, if that's the case. All right? Let's go to Proverbs, first chapter, and I'll get back to the chat. People miss this. This is the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David. He was the what? He was the king of Israel. So this is a king talking to you. This is a king talking to you now. And it's like, when you got rank, right? Like, to be so humble to say some of the things that he's about to say, you know, because some of our leaders, they don't take instruction, even though they have a team behind them, even though they have a so-called chief of staff and all these different aides. You know, you still have to listen to your aides. You still have to actually listen to them and not just blow them off and still do your own thing and still go to war when they told you that such and such is going to happen if you go to war. We're not going to be without food if you go to war, right? Our defenses are going to be waning, and we'll be subject to attack by our rivals from the south if we go to war up north. If you disregard all these things, you know, it's almost because through your age, sometimes the Most High talks to you, right? So that's why it's good to have a good counsel and to be like kings. That's why we have councils, because we are kings and queens in our own right, and we need, we have an ego. You know, kings have ego, and that's why you need a great team around you that aren't a bunch of yes men, too, as well. You know, you want to be held accountable, and these are all the things that I get from just the first verse, because that's when a good king is reigning. That's what he's doing. He's taking the counsels. He's going through the necessary steps. He's not just going to be so quick to anger and to wage war on everybody, because there's repercussions for that. You understand? You have the troops and their morale too as well. You know, are they fed? How many? How many people can we rally? Who even wants to fight for me? All these different things come into mind when you're talking about being a king. You know, so in 2025, when we put on our Zeeks and our Mitris and everything, we got to be dealing with that type of stuff. All right. It's next level, but we got to go to the next level. You know, the mindset of Israel's got to evolve a little bit more, right? It's got to evolve a little bit more, right? You know, if the Italians get evolved a little bit from their brutish ways, Israel, we could evolve a little bit too. Come on, all right. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to perceive them, you know. Gotta have the Most High had that. Not only are you giving advice, but can you understand it? Can you perceive what's coming down the pipeline? You know, to receive the wisdom, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment and equity. Wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity. To be fair, to be balanced, to hear out a matter, right? Being very careful with your decisions, not being so quick to overreact. These are all the things that I see in this third verse. And these are the things of a king. You know, I love the character. I love the words. These are things that we can pull when we're in temptations that might break our character as kings and queens in training. That's what we are. We're kings and queens in training. We still have so much to learn, no matter how old you are in your walk. There's so many things to draw from, so many things to learn from the older generation and the newer generation. But the wisdom, the justice, the judgment, the equity, these are all things that this society is supposed to be based on as far as the justice system. But we know it's to get so-called black men locked up. Slave catchers. That's the only equity in this country, is capitalizing off of the oppression of the black man, woman, and child, of the Hispanic man, woman, and child, of Negroid and Indian descent. That's all we got here. They can dress it up however they want to dress it up. They can dress it up however they want to dress it up, but that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I'm over here driving around in the so-called suburbs, man, and this is a heaven, man. This is absolutely their heaven. Anywhere you go, you see a grocery store, right? I go by brothers on the south side. There's no groceries. There's no food. There's a food desert. Do you understand? So make no mistake. They living in their heaven right now, and we living in our hell. They're living in our heaven right now, and they living in when we living in our hell. All right. But this is the point: to give subtlety, to give subtlety to the simple. Right? To the young man, knowledge and discretion. Because when you talk about young men and being in a position to lord over young men, to guide young men, to be a counselor over young men, can't. Some young men you can talk to a certain way, but other young men you can't. You have to be graceful. That's what subtle. That's what subtle means. It means gentle, graceful. All right. The new brothers and sisters that's coming in, gentle, graceful. We got to be ready to do that. That's what kings do. That's what kings do. To that young man could be a great man if talking to correctly. If pushed correctly, she could be a great woman. If talked to correctly, if shown correctly. But it's up to us to harness these attributes of a king and of a queen. You understand? A wise man will hear and will what? Increase learning. Will increase his learning. Will increase his learning. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to be new to this role and just wing it. No, man, you're gonna a good person, even at work, a good person that's new to it, that's new to being a king, can ask for assistance from somebody that looks like they know what they're talking about. You're not gonna get advice from the guy trying to take your spot. You're right. You're gonna get advice from the guy that was the former king's aide, so to speak, the guy with the most experience. Right? We need veterans sometimes to guide us. Because then there's nothing wrong with that. All right? But we'll increase learning. So even though you're a king in this thing, you still got to learn. You still have so much more to learn. Right? So much more. And that's Solomon. Got everything. Right? Still increased learning, he says. And a man of understanding shall attain to wise counsels, man. It takes The people in your background is what really makes you great. A great team. How many times, you see somebody in all their success, you be like, man, how'd you do it? Man, the team I got around me is great. I got a great team. I got a great team, man. They hold me accountable. I got a great team. All right. Now, sometimes your team is really with the smoke, and you're like, y'all is too good. Like, I don't want this much accountability. I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to be a little wicked. Hold on. Y'all put my foot to the fire behind everything. Hold on. Let me get up out of here. Let me get up out of Dodge. Right? That's what a good counsel could do too. It could expose a fraud. Right? But what's the fear of the Most High, man? The beginning of knowledge. Verse 7. It is foolish to do what? To despise wisdom and instruction. Yes, even for a king that we claim that we are, it's foolish to despise wisdom and instruction, even if it hurts, even if it's criticism, right? Constructive criticism, right? Even if it's constructive criticism. Let's go down to, I'll get back to the chapter, this one. Let's go down to verse 29. This is the stability, man, is the wisdom. When you walk outside of that house, you're going to have choices that you're going to make. Some choices that you make, you got 10 choices. You got 7 right, you got 3 wrong. The 3 could lead you to jail, or it could lead you to pay a fine, it could lead you to death, it could lead you to a divorce, right? It could lead you to getting on child support, it could lead you to getting on a lot of different things. Getting blocked by somebody, right? Financial hardship. So we have choices that we got to make. And it'd be foolish to not think twice a second about some of the things that we about to go out there to do. Especially me, right? Especially brothers that's in the sea. We got to be very wise. Man, we got to start thinking and moving like kings, man. Right, let's get, hold on. No. Let's finish it. I'm going to get ahead of myself. Verse 29, for they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, the fear of the Most High, man. They would none my counsel. They would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. So when you got something done bad to you, man, you messed up. The Most High got you. But for some reason, you got a disconnect, man. And you go on pouting, woe is me, cursing everybody out. Not knowing, man, the Most High is trying to show you something. That's why you can't be so close-minded. You gotta have that great team around you, man. That's one of the secrets. That's one of the secrets of this thing, man, is having a good team around you. Having a good woman around you. It's one of the secrets. Israel want a dog woman and everything like that. That's cool. But the Most High always has a remnant. We're going to talk about Deborah in a little bit. That doesn't get talked about enough. I don't think it ever will. I know we do our thing with Esther, but we're going to give some of the other women a little bit of love too. Let's see. Therefore, they shall eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to be filled with our own. We're trying to be filled with the supernatural. We're trying to do works greater than Hamashiach Yahushua. That's the fruit that we trying to eat. We already ate the fruit of knowledge of the good and evil, and that wasn't good. We lost out on our immortality. Let's not lose out on anything else. Let's not lose out on this olive branch that's getting extended to us in these last days. Let's stop doing it our own way. Let's stop doing it our own way, man. And for turning the way of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Verse 33, But whoso hearken unto me shall what? They're going to dwell safely. They're going to dwell safely. You're right. So don't run away when you make mistakes. Come back and stand like a woman, like a man. Own up to them. All right. Because you're going to dwell safely. And the Most High you got that communication back with the Most High again, man. Do not let that go. You got that communication back with your house shy. Do not let that go by any cost. You never know if it's going to come back again. He might give you over to your lust, right? Romans first chapter 23, 24. You don't want to you don't want to be given over to the lust. You know, you don't want to be getting over to the lust of this world. And sometimes when you fish for men and women, you're going to be going into those rivers and those lakes that you may not be used to, right? Like that song. And then you may be drawn in that lake and become that same fish that you're trying to catch. So you got to be very, very careful. You got to be very, very careful. Very, very careful out here, man. But the most important thing, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil, man. I know y'all hear the gunshots and everything in the communities, but when you're walking with the Most High, you're walking with your Yahweh Shai, that ain't gonna be near you. That ain't gonna be bothering you. You get caught by a stray in the car. You ain't gonna have a car seat with bullet holes in it. You understand? That's a real thing that happens here, and it's sad. We have to protect our children with this word. It's important because it's crazy out here. Death has come up to our windows, literally. All right, and they 45 9mm. Okay. So it is not a game out here. It is a straight war zone. Straight war zone. All right. Let's see where we at. So what's your why? You always got to do it. Always got to ask yourself, what's your why? Last verse. I'm gonna get back to the chat slide. Colossians 3:23. 3:23. It's the book of. Ooh. What's up to 3? We can go Mark 2, but I missed the verse. But don't do it for men. Do it for the Most High. Don't do it to be seen of men. All right. Like I said, we got a small community. There's a lot to be had. It is expanding. It is growing. The lust of the limelight. We understand this. This is an American Idol. All right. If you really want the smoke, you already know Israel will tear your behind up. This thing is not for the faint or for the weak, man. Know your why. Get your plan. Execute that plan, and leave a good name behind. So another man might find your good name and want to make another better name over it. Say what you want about Malcolm X and all these. They left a good name behind for the most part, enough for me to want to pick it up and be something like that, but with a different foundation. You understand? Same love for my people, but with a different foundation this time. You understand? So if I leave, most I want to, man, I'm gonna do better than him. I like it, but I think I can do a little bit more. All right, that's what we want. We don't want to be examples of what not to do. We want to leave good examples behind in this life. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's get back to the chat. All right, let's go back up to the top. Try to kind of do these. Personal inventory. Always, no such thing as sitting still. Yeah, your personal inventory. Clean it out. No such thing as sitting still. People have changed drastically today. Sometimes they do not want to go outside, and the women in the world are so aggressive. I agree. A lot of people out here is real aggressive. But make a joke, nah. You relax. Nah, but it's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of aggression, man, out here. That's why we're set apart. We're set apart from that, from the because this country makes you like that. You know, it's a beast maker. I'm talking about the market of beast. This country is it is the market of beast. It marks you with these lusts and these desires, man. That's unbecoming of a man of the Lord, man, and of a woman of the Most High. It's unbecoming. How much can you get in this life? What are you talking about hypergamy? What is you talking about? You know, living your best life and all these. What is y'all talking about here? You know, Jake is a simple man. He dwelt in tents, man. A lot of the brothers ain't really all that adventurous. This whole passport going at like this is just now happening, right? Brothers want to go play pool at the billiards, drink them one, listen to some good music, and go back to the after party, and that's it. You know, um, yeah, but this world is crazy. This world is very, very, very crazy. You never know what's gonna happen out here. That's why you got to stay prayed up, stay protected, do works. You know, do your works. Like, subscribe, share the video. Hey, and don't forget if you need to donate, you got something in your body to donate. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, man, but do all these different things, man, to guarantee that your election is sure and to guarantee that evil's quiet around you. The police, they don't flash their sirens around you. That's stability. Making sure your day's not messed up and do a 180. That's being stable. you know, shoot, not being in and out of court because of the dumb decisions that you made. And I'm guilty of that. I know a lot of us might be, not taking advice from your mother or your brother, being rebellious. You understand? Oh God, you like my friend lost a son by a cop. Ugh. I'm happy to say that the medical examiner determined it was a homicide. Mm-hmm. She's going through cancer right now and has another son that got out of prison for 29 years. Wow. All praises to the Most High. Man, hopefully, whatever was lost can surely be restored. Time is all we got. Time is all we got. So when that much time gets taken away, man, it's just it's a travesty. It's a travesty. God. I ain't gonna put your business out there, sir, but I got you. I got you. I got you. Hey, but that's what this country does. It labels us as criminals, felons, all these types of things. We went from being second class to felon, right? Second class to criminal class in this country. Mhm. Sometimes to be stable is to be a realist. To know that you always gonna be second class here. No matter what job you got, what car you drive, you always gonna be an N word to the man. You always gonna be that, no matter what your status is. Because the biggest issue is because we're not all up as a people. You just the lucky one, and you gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for that designer that you got on that car, brother. You gotta pay for that because that's not supposed to be you. You see, we thought we destroyed you. So let's just remind you. You understand? That's how it is, man, in this country. But A gift spoileth the heart of the mind. And a lot of these gifts that America gives us makes us feel like this place isn't all that bad. But it is. It's filled with sin and iniquity. And it's been an expose for about 2 years, hasn't it? Man, the Most High has been doing a whole bunch of exposing. Yeah, it is. It's a humbling experience being brought down low, and it helps us get back up. But you know who doesn't get brought down low on a continual basis, like we do, the so-called white man. So if he ever gets brought down low, he wants to jump off of a dang building. You know, his bank account jumps a little bit low. He wants to, X out his whole family and then himself. These people are crazy when they go through adversity. People are absolutely crazy when they go through adversity, right? But who are we? Because we do too. We do too. But we're better than him. We've been through it more than him. We should know how to get through these things. We should know that we always, it's over, he's out. Right, 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 right. But Romans 11:5. Romans 11:5. Let's get it. So I know a lot of wickedness, right? A lot of wickedness. Romans 11:5. Even so, at this present time, there is also, even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace, man. So no matter how wicked we get, how wicked it seems, how dark it seems, there's always going to be somebody out there that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments the right way, right? Our integrity kind of wanes and fades here and there, but there's going to be somebody that's doing his thing tonight, that's doing his thing, doing her thing next weekend. There's going to be somebody out there that we're not going to know about. So before we generalize and do all these things and cast stones, we got to know that there's always going to be a remnant that's going to be doing their thing. And it's up to us to be a part of that. Do we want to make sure our election of grace is sure? How confident? It's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. You know? 9, Romans 9 and 27. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be the sand of the sea. So there's going to be a lot of people in Israel, millions, billions even. A remnant shall be saved. Not a remnant is saved already, Christians. No. They will be saved. It's foreshadowing in the future. In the future, they will be saved. We got to understand all this talk, we're still going to be saved, man. There's still going to be some good people out here. All right? You guys got to make sure that we show them, that we want them. Let's read about some of these women, man. Let's read about Deborah and get up into it, man. Because our women, man, sitting in silence and all this, man. Nah, man. Not me, at least. I can't stand a quiet woman. That's just sneaky. I don't like that. It's too sneaky. My mom was outspoken. She spoke her mind. And there was a lot of times when the Most High was speaking through her to get at me, even though I didn't like it. I knew that wasn't her; it was the Most High saying that. So our women have more value than to be mute. The things that come out their mouth should be gold, and the reason why they should be gold because it should be instruction from the Most High coming up out of her. Okay, I'll take that, sister. Okay. Go at night. All right. Invade at night. Yeah. In the daytime, it's, yeah, the casualties. Yeah. Yeah. And then they'll flank us. But if we come at night, hmm, we could be victorious by the morning. Okay. And that's a woman that was saying it, right? But if you disregard it, not knowing that's the Most High speaking to her, then you might lose the battle as a king. You might lose the battle. And then the enemy might be at your footstep, sword on your throat, you know, because you don't know the value of the woman. We value our woman. We value her words. We value her mind. It's our duty to build her up so she can provide that type of value for us too as well. Do you understand? At least that's how I say it to the Christ in me, man, to the Holy Spirit in me that I got. You know, I want just more than just to be sitting in silence and learning. You can contribute, and your contributions are valuable, and they mean so much to us as a community, right? Check it out. This is the book of Judges. This is the meat of the class. This is the book of Judges, chapter 4. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Most High. So I don't know where you've been, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. All right. We've been evil. We've been wicked. We've been going off. It's nothing new. It really is nothing. All right. And the Most High sold them into the land of Jabin, king of Canaan. And you know what happens? Just like how we do here. We do evil, we go to jail. Right? We do evil, we get sold off to the west coast of Africa. The transatlantic slave trade. Right? The Mediterranean slave trade. We get sold onto the hands of our enemies time and time again. Time and time again. This is the final time, man. This is the make or break time. This is the make or break time, man. To get sold out of the hands of our American enemies, man, is going to be the most glorious thing. These people are the most unabashed, unashamed, unforgiving, forgetful, amnesia having, proudful, stick your nose in the air. I didn't do nothing. I wasn't a slave master. And it's 2025. You ain't getting no reparations type of people I've ever seen in my life, man. The children of the slavers are worse than the damn slavers because they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. And they take everything for granted. It's the worst person in the world is someone who takes something for granted. And that's what the so-called white man, woman, and child is. This is a race of people that's taking all this for granted. No empathy at all. So to be delivered out of this land, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? I told you. Man, we can't, man, this is going to be so righteous. We want to make sure that we're a part of this thing. But that's what happens, though. We get sold into the hand of our enemies, right? But check it out. Verse 2 again. And the Most High sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain of whose host was Sisera. This is the captain we're gonna have issues with. Okay. How many people of these different nations we have issues with, right? That are captains, that hold high ranking positions in this country, that get in our way. For how many judges that sit just condemn us time and time again. get in our way. The banks and the captains thereof in the banks that control the loans so you can start getting that generational wealth that was stripped from you. How many times do they get in our way? Right? That are just like Sisera, that are just like, um, you know, Jabin and those Canaanites, man. Come on. Come on, man. It plays out here every day. And the children of Israel cried on to the Most High, for he had 900 chariots of iron. In 20 years, he mightily oppressed the children of Israel. Man. We've been oppressed for more than that here in this country. Most High is furious with us, man. Isn't he furious with us? You got some explaining to do because they've been mightily oppressing us with their chariots of iron that they walk around. Chariots of carbon fiber. My bad. My bad. So-called white man got a little bit cheap. All right. They got their chariots of iron, carbon fiber, running around, jumping out the whip, flashing green dots on us, baiting us, oppressing us, man. It's crazy over here. But what happened? What happened in our time of oppression? Verse 4, and Deborah, a prophetess, a wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time, man. So there was a woman, man. Deborah that we were leaning on. We was leaning on a woman at that time when we was getting our behinds tore up when we went off. We leaned on a woman, and it was a righteous woman. There was no dang Jezebel. All right, we talking about Deborah. All right, and she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. Yeah, we would seek guidance from a woman, man, and at this point in time. All right, a woman are very, very important, man. Very, very important role to the body. It's our job to elevate them to that. Most High willing. Verse 6, and she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh Naphtali, and said unto him, have not Yahweh thy power, Lord God of Israel, commanded, saying, go and draw toward Mount Tabor. So she's saying, didn't the Most High tell you to go out there? To go meet Sisera with his 900 chariots of iron? The man that's oppressing us? Did the Most High go tell you to come out there? And go draw toward Mount Tabor? Take with thee 10,000 men? And take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun? Right? So she's saying to Barak, yo, take your 10,000 men and go meet this sucker, Sisera. We about to do battle. Hold on. Right? Hold on, gird your loins, black man. Okay? We about to do battle. This ain't gonna go down. That's Deborah saying that. And I will draw onto thee into the river Kishon, Sisera. So she's saying that the Most High is going to have Sisera right there onto the river, right? So remember, he had chariots by a river. Watch that. The captain of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his multitude, I will deliver him into thine hand. So Deborah's telling Barak what the Most High is going to do for him if he goes and takes his 10,000 men and meet the Canaanite. Sisera. Verse 8, and Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go. This dude is scary. Scary. Wanted Deborah to come with him. Deborah had so much of the Most High's spirit in her, man. You know. So man, you come with me. You talking all this big stuff. No, come with me to see it through. Man. Because sometimes, man can get a little bit weary. Sometimes in this thing. Sometimes we don't know if we have enough fight in us. Do you understand? But you're a lioness out here. All right, y'all. I can be real petty and show y'all lionesses, like real lions, men lions, felines, and all that. They going at it. It is brutal. Okay, y'all are lionesses, man. Y'all are of the warrior stock too. All right, y'all of that warrior stock too, and y'all, you know, y'all been around war. The nation of Israel learned war. I'm pretty sure the women had seen a thing or two as well. Like I said, and we the people, and if he's going to bless Deborah with that prophecy and instill in Barak the confidence to go out there when he didn't know that he had it, then so be it. But that's another aspect of this truth, man, is to get you a good woman to motivate you to go out, motivate you to keep on doing the righteous works. Even if you think that I don't got it. No, you better have something. You better have something up in you. Get up out there and do your thing, brother. Come on. You know, sometimes it takes a little push. A long time ago, I think maybe the general said that, but man, a woman's going to test your masculinity. A woman's femininity is going to test your masculinity. You know, and this is one of those tests right here. This is one of those tests. Verse 9, and she said, surely I will surely go with thee, notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. Ha ha. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. So she did end up going. That's a bad chick right there. You talking about a baddie? That's a baddie right there. That's a baddie. Yeah, I'll go with you. Listen. The Most High said that he's going to fall into a hand of a woman anyway. Watch. Yeah, I'm going to watch it too, right with you, goofy. Because Barak don't understand what's going on right now. He don't understand what's going on right now, but he will. And when Barak took to Kadesh, right? Verse 10. And Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh and went up with them 10,000 men at his feet. And Deborah went up with him. Went up with him, man. All right. Now Heber the Kenite, which was of the children of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses, had severed himself from the Kenites and pitched his tent onto the plain of Zanaim, which is by Kadesh. And they showed Sisera that Barak, the son of Abinoam, was gone up to the Mount of Tabor. And Sisera gathered all of his chariots, right? Even the 900 chariots of iron. And all the people that were with him, from Harosheth of the Gentiles, the nations, onto the river of Kishon. And Deborah said unto Barak, up, for this is the day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera into thine hand. Because they're going to go by that river, and something's going to happen by that river. All right? But she had the prophetess, man. Right? Most High speaking to her. A mighty man with 10,000. She's telling him what to do with his army. All right. So there is a function, there is a role for women in this truth, man. There is a function in a role. You just got to grow into it. You got to grow into it. And maybe one day you could be like Deborah. You could lift a brother up, shake him out of his slumber, man, to go do battle with these demons and these devils out in these highways and these byways, man. You understand? And it's a beautiful thing. You know, I pray for today a woman could slap me upside the head and wake your behind up, man, and get up out there, man. You sluggish, bro. You weren't like this when I met you 5 years ago. Get your behind together, man. You know, let the Most High stop talking to you. Lost my place. And Deborah said unto Barak, verse 14, up, for this is the day in which the Most High hath delivered Sisera into thine hand. It is not the Most High, is not the Most High gone out before thee? So she said to him, like, the Most High is gonna be with you, bro. He's gonna be with you. Gonna be with you. Now here I thought that, the man's got this connection with the Most High all the time. It didn't seem like Barak had it going on right then and there. It seemed like his antennas was a little curled up a little bit. It seemed like Deborah had her antenna up straight. And she was getting the communication. And she was the one with no fear. And she was the one with absolute certainty right here. She was taking the role of leadership. Okay? Very powerful stuff when you really just sit there and just break it down and just ponder about it. Can you imagine a woman and a man in the midst of a field and they're looking down and you see just a sea of 10,000 men and she's just telling them, brother, that, bro, it's our enemies is going to be done. Watch this. Watch this. The Most High got you. Watch this. That's powerful scenery right there. Wish they could reenact it in the movie, but they wouldn't. It'd be too powerful. They subdue us off of images and pictures. They're not going to give us any righteous images and pictures. Right? Because that wouldn't subdue us, that would free us. That's the times that we're in. Now, where we at? So, he said, so Barak went down from Mount Tabor and 10,000 men after him. And the Lord discomfited Sisera and all his chariots and all his hosts with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Sisera lighted down off his chariot and fled away on his feet. So there was something that happened. It could have been a mudslide. Anytime you talk about chariots and horses and rivers and hills, it was probably some type of natural disaster, wink, 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 that went on. That Deborah knew about and Barak didn't know because he was so scared of the size of the army. Probably knew about them 900 chariots and was scared as heck, not knowing how he could beat that. But you got to remind yourself that you're dealing with an unstoppable, invisible, merciful, yet terrifying power. That if you're on his good side, it don't matter how much the size, they're going to get cut down. They're going to get cut down. They will. And we are those people. And these are our stories. You understand? So he fled away on his feet, right? And Barak pursued after the chariots and after the host. And all the hosts of Sisera fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left. But what did the prophecy say? He said that he was going to get cut down by another woman, right? Right. So what did he do? Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. For there was peace between Jabin the king of Hazor and the house of Heber the Kenite. And Jael went out to meet Sisera. Right? Thought it was sweet. And he said also, turn in, my Lord, turn into me. Going to set him up. It's another thing though too. A woman can get you like that. That's how powerful that can use you as an assassin. Just like Judah. Too as well. This is very powerful stuff that we're talking about. Two different situations, two different women, two different uses, both deadly. You had a woman charge up and gas up a men to take on a cavalry, massive cavalry army. Which, if you have foot soldiers and the other soldier has cavalry with iron chariots, you're done. You're cooked. That's why Barak was scared. Yeah, you would have to have another corps or a unit. I like to call them military corps. But you would have to have another corps to combat that, man. But that's just certain defeat. You can't go horses versus foot soldiers. You could just charge through and stampede. Especially with chariots of iron. What's your sword going to do? It's a 400-pound animal. You understand? So a woman can embolden a man to face certain death. And she can comfort a man and get him to have his guard fell down too, to deliver a fatal blow. Very dangerous, the use as a woman. Not to be played with. Not to be played with. Not I. Not I. I know better than that. I have a little sister. Okay? I know better than that. All right? But anyway, Jael went out to meet Sisera and said unto him, verse 18, turn in, my Lord. Turn into me and fear not. That was why are you telling me to fear not? What are you talking about? Should I fear? What should I fear from you telling me to fear not? That's what I would have said. And when he had turned in onto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle. Verse 19. He said unto her, give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink. I am thirsty. She opened a bottle of milk and gave him milk and covered him. Again he said unto her, stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be when any man doth come and inquire of thee and say, is there any man here? Thou shalt say no, right? So she's put her trust in, right? Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent and took a hammer in her hand and went softly into him and smote the nail into his temples and fastened it into the ground, where he was fast asleep and weary, and he died. Look at Barak coming back. And behold, Barak, as he pursued Sisera, right? He pursuing Sisera, Jael came out to meet him. He's like, huh? And he said, come, I will show you the man whom thou seekest. And then he came into her tent, and behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temples. Right? So the Most High subdued on that day Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the children of Israel with two women. Two women. All right? So women, you can be used, man, to do very, very powerful things. But the story of Barak teaches that. Let's go back to the chat real quick. Yeah, someone's been rebrought, this is bad up. Even if your money is treetop tall, they will still show that you are not who you think you are. The industry shows us this all the time. I agree. I feel like that a lot, but I'm feeling stronger. That's right, man, because you need to be stronger. Like women, you need to be stronger, get built up, because a man's gonna probably need you. A man's gonna need you to give you that sound advice. You understand? That's what it's about. The tongue needs to be seasoned, not for only the men, but for the women too. Because I know some of y'all got husbands and everything like that. They're dealing with people, got young sons, dealing with people in the world, grandchildren. So your value and your input is important to that young man. You definitely do. Blessings, family. Late, but happy to catch you live tonight. Destiny, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Always. All praises. Welcome, Elizabeth. Shalom. Thank you. Okay, Con, this is new. Okay, because I ain't never seen you before. Okay, Con. Hey, that's cool because I'm bringing us up for the ladies tonight, and I just really wanted to bring that out. Not because my name is Barack, but because um, you're more than what's said. You're very important to us. Shalom, buddy. Shalom, brother. It's funny how you bring this up, brother. I have a question that me and my husband are debating about women teaching the men. So we're saying about this. As far as a woman, that you could teach other women and men that are younger than you. As far as that goes, as far as that goes. But as you've seen Deborah, when everything's gone astray, and when everything's gone astray, maybe the Most High chooses you to give that sound advice to everybody in the household. Because that's what time it is right now. We in the last days. Who am I not to say who the Most High is going to use? Didn't Rebecca choose? Right? So, you have input, and the input is valuable. But that's the order: is that the woman teach the children. Uh, you know. But to give sound advice to your husband as well. You could do that as well. Being a great woman of the community, man, in general, is what we need. That's really what we need, right? That's really what we need. Let's get the Book of Judges. Book of Judges. Tawada, for your question. Tawada, for your question and your participation. Glad to have you here with us. It's good to see new faces. That means that we're growing. That means we're doing things right. I'm very pleased. This is the Book of Judges, chapter 5 and 7. The inhabitants of the villages ceased, and they ceased in Israel until that I, Deborah, arose. That I arose a mother in Israel. So sometimes a great woman's got to rise, man. Sometimes a great woman's got to rise above all. Let's see here. We're going to wind it down, but you got to understand that the Most High does our battles for us too as well. We don't have to take on everything. Sisters, we don't got to take on everything in this thing. All right? I know y'all superwoman out here, and y'all degreed up and all types of stuff, and y'all taking on these devils, right? And keep up the good work and all that, but you're not out here by yourself. You're not out here by yourself, right? Judges 5 and 20, they fought from heaven. The stars in their courses, they fought against Sisera. So that calamity that happened when the Most High discomfited him, it was the Most High and the stars in their courses, right? Because the Most High, he likes to use natural disasters a lot of the times. And we'll read about that too. But let's get Exodus 23 real quick. I just want to say, the Most High is fighting for us. We got to fight for him. What are we going to fight for the next week, the next year, the next month, this summer? What are we fighting for that the Most High could be proud of, right? That's what we gotta think about, man. That's what we gotta think about. Exodus 23 and 20 is Yahweh was fighting for us, who we call Christ. He was fighting for us in the Old Testament. And behold, I sent an angel before thee to keep thee in the way. All right? We wanna we wanna hope that he keeping us in this way. I know it might be we might go left, we may go right, or we may be going straight and then take a 90-degree turn, man, and fall straight off, man. So we hope that this angel, man, that he sends down, this angel call Yahweh Shai, we just hope and pray, man, that he's in our good graces, man, that he keeps us in the way and not let us go astray, because narrow is the path. And he's going to bring us what? Into a place which I have prepared. Okay? Beware of him and obey his voice and provoke him not. So, he's not to be played with. And a lot of us is playing with Christ, right? All of us is thinking that he's just, a pushover. He's not that. And then some of that's the pastor's fault. And some of that is the whitewashing of his image and all of these things. Like the doctrines of God is only love and all love, and the prosperity doctrine and all these types of things. It's softened the stature in his true nature. And you got to beware of him and obey his voice. Do not provoke him, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him, right? But if you do what? If you shall indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemy and an adversary unto thy adversary. So we have to understand that he's an enemy unto our enemy. Yes, your evil boss at work, if that's your enemy, that's his enemy. That young girl that's got your grandchild or your young one and she's no good, that's your enemy. Just said it, I'll just say. She's an Edomite yet. Hey, but sometimes there'll be wicked women that's our people too. We gotta come face to face with that too. Some of our people, we evil and wicked too. That might be our enemies. It's bogus. It may not be right. But it's the end of this. It's the end of the days, bro. It's the end of the days. Not all skinfo is gonna be kinfo. That's just what it is. Right? So we gotta make sure he's fighting our battles, man. If he ceases to fight our battles, we don't have an army here. And even if we did, and we had Barak's 10,000, they gonna have the armored cars and the tanks and all these types of things. We're gonna need the Most High to discomfort them, just like he did Sisera, to come to our aid, right? Let's see. And ye shall serve Yahweh your power, the Lord thy God, if you're doing things right. And he shall bless thy bread and thy water, right? Our bread and our water, man. The things that we eat, our nutrition is whack here. That's why I want to go out the country. I want to experience real fruit and vegetables. Again, everything is cursed here in this land, man. We need the Most High back in our lives, man. We need to get up out of this kingdom. We need to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. So if I could take a bite of a pomegranate, a real one, I'll be full for the whole day because it's got so much sustenance and abundance and it's full of life. We gotta eat seedless things. Genetically modified, such and such. And he a liar. He say it's organic, but it's not. It's processed. So we just live in a kingdom full of lies, man. You don't get blessed when you live in lies, right? And he said, what? He said, I will take away sickness away from the midst of thee. And we're sick. We're sick. We're sick. We're sick people. We've been sick here. We've been over sexualized here. Where I remember when I was younger, the RuPaul show would come on and all that type of stuff. And it's funny because it went back full circle, and that Negro was back on again, bigger and more powerful than ever, right? Man, bro, that brother needs to repent, man. But why are we sick, man? Because we don't know a damn thing. Hosea 4:6, man, we're destroyed for the lack of knowledge of who we are. We don't know who we are. We don't know who our enemy is. We don't know why the things are happening the way that they're happening. We're walking around really naive in this thing, and that's not what this is. Trust me, I was walking around naive thinking nothing could happen to me, but I'm not better than Yahushua. So things can happen. People can talk. You understand? And you know, it, we go through it. We go through it. We just gotta girdle our loins together, man. Get a good support system with us. Get a mighty woman like Deborah that ain't playing all that, right? That's gonna force you to man up. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't gonna run away and find another brother. Nah, 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 nah. You qualified. You qualified. Now get your behind up out there and go show and prove. Okay? I like that woman, man. I like that. Let's get Joshua. Let's get Joshua. Some examples of the Most High fighting our battles, and then we'll close. Joshua 10 and 11. And it came to pass, as they fled before Israel, oh, mm, mm, yeah. So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, verse 7. He and all the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor. And the Most High said unto Joshua, fear them not. We're not a people of fear. For I have delivered them into thine hand. He's saying that he's delivered them into their hand. It's already done. It's already done. Can you imagine saying that to somebody? Yo, son, this basketball game is already done. You're going to hit the game winning shot. All you got to do is just tip the ball in and game on and watch it happen. Isn't that powerful? Isn't that powerful? When you could use affirmation as confirmation with the conviction of the faith that you got in you from the spirit of the Mashiach Yahushua to know that the Most High will get that job done for you. It's very powerful stuff, man. That's where that no murmuring comes in, and that's like the next level of no murmuring. You know, no. I ain't worried about it. It's going to get done. I can already see it. I can already see it. Yeah, my boss is evil, but I'm going to get up out of here. I can already see it, man. I can already see another opportunity. Yeah, me and my girl is arguing, but you know what? We going to have a good day next week. I can see it. I can see it. It's already there. It's already there. Right? All we got to do is just get there day by day, little by little. I mean, imagine if you had that type of mindset. Right? And we can, and we will, slowly but surely. Right? And the Most High said unto Joshua, verse 8, fear them not, for I have delivered them into thy hand. There shall not a man of them stand before thee. As they should. No man should stand before the so-called black man, Hispanic man of Negro, Indian descent. Dominicans, Haitians, Jamaicans, Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, South America. Oh man, even in the regions of Asia, all over, India. You understand? Not a man can really stand before us in our glory. Even with our cursed vessels that we got, our cursed minds, they still can't hold a candle to us, man. You understand? Joshua therefore came onto them suddenly and went up to Gilgal all night. Verse 10. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 10. Verse 9. Verse 10. 10 and 10. So, then the Most High discomfited them before Israel. So you know what that word means. Now he messed them up. Messed up their whole day. Made them uncomfortable, man. Put a monkey wrench in their plan. What can't go wrong will go wrong. And that's because it's the Most High's will. Because we are his children. And it reads, and slew them with a great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them along the way that go off to Beth-horon, and smote them to Azekah, and unto Makkedah. And it came to pass, as they fled before Israel, and were in the going down to Beth-horon, that the Most High cast down great stones from heaven upon them. And they died, right? And there were more which died with hailstones than whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. What I'm trying to say to you is that if a battle has to be had, the Most High is going to probably do most of the heavy lifting, as mentioned in here. They didn't even kill that many people, man. It was all done by natural disaster, supernatural disaster, as I correct myself, with hailstone. You understand? And then spoke Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord had delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. He said in the sight of Israel, son, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, and the people avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? Huh? So the sun stood still in the midst of the heaven, and hasted not to go down a whole day. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Most High hearkened on to the voice of a man like that. Hey, Lord, hold this sun still. I'm killing all. I bet. The only time that request was ever granted, and that was our forefather that did that. We have that in us. We should not be scared of a little ruffle in our water, a little mishap that happens at work, relationship woe. Nah, man. Our ancestors had the power to keep that sun still. When there's a will, there's a way. We're going to figure this thing out. We're going to figure this thing out. You know, because that's the stability of our times, to know that the Most High does all these things for us. We just can't let our head get into the way, right? Because you know, our mind is full of those thoughts, right? And we can go off at any moment, me included, right? But to know that He does all these great things for us, man, should check us back. It should check us back. Let's get a couple more. First Samuel. 7 and 10. And Samuel was offering up the burnt offering. The Philistines drew near to battle against Israel, right? But the Lord thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines, and discomfited them, and they were smitten before Israel, man. So he's using natural disasters on people, man. Read Isaiah 30:30, same thing. It was a tempest. All right? The same thing. So the Most High fights your battles, man. We're dealing with a terrible, merciful power. And we have to know that, in these last days, to lean on that instead of our worldly friends, in some of these different circles that may not have our best interests. Yeah, lean on the Most High. Yeah, lean on the Most High, man. Yes, sir. Hey, but that is the class for tonight. I'll have a better one, like a longer one, which we'll call next Shabbat too as well. So hope y'all liked it. Just want to do something for the ladies real quick. Yeah, man. Please like, subscribe, share the video. I'll go through the wish me calls. Hold on. Oh, y'all got a lot. Hold on. Mine tonight. All right, cool. The water ambassador brought for this class. I'm a pray Yahweh is with me this new year. Exactly. I'm gonna want to go hard for him, right? I fought him many times last year. Exactly. That's what this whole thing is about, man. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about recognizing that we have a lot of work that we can improve on from last year to this year. What is it? My sixth Passover, man. My fourth and my fifth one was a little rocky, right? It didn't get off to that great start, but the sixth one could be better than all of them, right? And if it's not, then the seventh one, Most High willing, could be better than all of them. And that's what this thing is. If that's what Israel's being about, then that's what it's about. And it's about dusting yourself off and picking yourself back up and trying to do it again better. That's what this thing is. I planted cucumbers, cantaloupe, and watermelon today. Heirloom, non-GMO. Yo, yes, need that. Give me some, please. Oh yeah, I want to do some of that. I don't know if I got the soil over here, but maybe the Most High let it rain a little bit. Give me a little sustenance. Boneless things. Yes, it is. Tell you I miss y'all at the Passover. Email, please let me know. John my heart. Come. All right, family. The water for being here today with us. AFC Chicago. Your boy Barack. I'm gonna sign out. Have a swab la. I see y'all. Most High willing on the Q&A for the next Friday night Shabbat. Most High bless. Shalom.